You've already Instagrammed Stonehenge, sure. But did you ever stand inside an 11,000-year-old temple where each pillar outweighs a school bus? Travel mags love the pyramids. Yet right now, beneath a Micronesian lake, a coral stone city built from 50-ton logs is quietly rewriting history. Tonight we're skipping the postcard cliches and going full Indiana Jones on 6 megalithic places most atlases left out. Ready for a timeline shakeup? We're chasing rocks bigger than your house, raised before anyone had invented Dear Diary. 6 stops, 1 nagging question. How did so-called primitive people out-engineer us? Picture a sleepy hill in southeast Turkey. Shepherds grazed flocks here for centuries, clueless that a 50-foot ridge masked rings of T-shaped monoliths. Then, in 1994, archaeologist Klaus Schmidt dug in, and the carbon dates came back 9,600 BCE. That's 6,000 years before Stonehenge. The pillars, up to 20 tons apiece, were hauled from a quarry almost a kilometer away. No wheels, no metal, not even a pot to cook in. 10 burly grad students could barely drag a 1-ton test block. So how do you scale that to 20 tons and stand it upright? The reliefs of foxes, boars, and buzzards wrap all 4 sides, meaning masons spun the stone while carving. Think Stone Age Lazy Susan. Textbooks grudgingly admit the site flips the script. Temple first, farming later. Still think Stonehenge kicked off the party? Hop 1,200 kilometers southwest to Gozo, Malta, where 2 temples curl like a stone figure 8. Legend says a giantess named Sansuna carted the blocks on her head while nursing twins. Carbon prefers 3,600 BCE, older than the pyramids. The biggest megalith is 7 meters long and tips the scales at 50 tons, equal to 5 London double-deckers. Builders levered them into place using limestone balls as bearings. The joints are so snug, a credit card won't slide through. Inside, altars glowed red with ochre and animal fat. Outside, spiral carvings. One of Europe's first abstract logos still echo across the facade. Malta's Neolithic population was smaller than a football crowd. How did they spare the labor for a cathedral-sized shrine without metal or oxen? Belief might be the oldest heavy machinery on record. Zoom 14,000 kilometers east to Pohnpei, a volcanic jewel in Micronesia. Just offshore, 92 tiny islets form Nan Madol, a basalt Venice where canals outnumber roads. Builders stacked 750,000 tons of prismatic basalt logs, each like dark bamboo and weighing as much as a humpback whale. The royal tomb's capstone alone is 50 tons. Quarry? The other side of the island. Crews floated multi-ton cargo on outrigger canoes, then hauled blocks up mangrove ramps using coconut fiber rope and wooden sledges. Radiocarbon says 1180 CE for the main build, but charcoal under the foundations whispers 80 BCE, hinting at an older core. Oh, and the tide rises 2 meters twice a day, so every barge had a parking meter measured in minutes. Locals call it the ghost in the water. Early Europeans called it impossible. Fly 11,000 kilometers east to the Andes above Cusco. At 3,700 meters, oxygen is 30% thinner, yet the Inca maneuvered 200-ton blocks, heavier than a blue whale's heart, into zigzag walls that snake 600 meters along a ridge. Stones lock like 3D jigsaw pieces. A razor blade won't fit the seams. Spanish chroniclers claims 20,000 workers spent 70 years here. Modern engineers say just aligning one polygonal block would take weeks with laser surveying. Local oral history describes human chains chanting in sync, sliding stones on clay-lubricated gravel to cut friction by half. Centuries of earthquakes have shaken colonial Cusco to rubble, yet these walls haven't flinched. Today, Peruvian engineers study the polygonal pattern for anti-seismic tips, ancient know-how hiding in plain sight. Jet 7,000 kilometers west to a speck the size of San Francisco. Here, 900 Moai stand sentinel, some 10 meters tall and 80 tons. Carved from a single quarry, they were walked up to 18 kilometers by tilting and rocking them with ropes. Think slow-motion stone surfing. Experiments show 30 people could move a statue 100 meters per hour, faster than tourists dragging luggage across the island's lone runway. Each figure embodies a deified ancestor whose mana protected the clan. When resources crashed, islanders toppled them. Today, 400 unfinished figures still lie in the quarry, frozen mid-production. No cranes, no bullhorns, just communal choreography on lava fields. The real marvel isn't mass, it's motivation. Final stop, Asuka, Japan. Locals dub it the rock ship of Masuda, an 800-ton granite loaf, 11 meters long, hollowed into two perfect tiers. Top basin is laser flat, walls 30 centimeters thick, edges crisp enough to slice sandwiches. Geologists trace the stone to a mountain 6 kilometers away, across paddies and a river. Pottery underneath dates it to 538 to 794 CE, the era of wooden temples. Why carve a megalith when your neighbors build in cedar? Some say unfinished tomb. Others claim star observatory. The rim aligns with Polaris and the summer solstice. Imperial edicts later banned giant tombs, so crews may have simply downed tools. Picture hauling something heavier than the Statue of Liberty. Then HR pulls the plug. Today, tourists picnic on it. Sandwiches perched on one of Asia's largest undocumented engineering trials. Brain already sketching rope teams and spiral ramps? Smash subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss our next Lost Tech deep dive. Comment below. Which site would you tackle first with 100 volunteers and a year off work? 6 stops, 1 takeaway. Size doesn't lie. From Turkey's carved pillars to Japan's granite ship, every site throws a wrench into simple ancestors. Hunter-gatherers erected skyscraper stones. Islanders walked living statues. Farmers built earthquake-proof walls without CAD. We split atoms and Land Rovers on Mars, yet we still can't fully reverse engineer 200-ton megaliths hauled by grass ropes and songs. Maybe the real monument is persistence. Human grit stacked higher than cranes and carved deeper than textbooks. Next time someone calls ancient people primitive, send them this video. Then ask, if they managed this, what else did history forget? And what are we missing right now? Share your wildest theory. Tag the puzzle addict in your life, and remember, the past is heavier than we think, but curiosity can still move mountains.